Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm creating a travel layout for the Cut to You design team. Alright, so for today I'm going to be using this cut file from Cut to You. It's called the Ship's Wheel, or Ship's Wheel Digital Cut File. And it is one of the ones that is on sale right now in the shop. So if you go over to the Cut to You shop, you'll find a whole bunch of cut files that are on sale for $1, which is a really, really fun and exciting price for all of these beautiful cut files. And they all cut so nicely. Like, I don't know if you've ever ordered cut files like on Etsy or whatever, and sometimes I don't know, they just don't cut right for me sometimes. I don't know if it's because of they're designed in Silhouette software or whatever, but Gwen's always cut really nice for me. I use the Cricut. And so I have been wanting to scrapbook this picture. Actually, it is from my travels, but it's going to go into my roadside attractions album. So I have this specific album that's just for roadside attractions because it's one of my quirks that everywhere we go we have to take a picture of. Like, usually in the prairies it's like giant things, like, I don't know, we have like nearby, not nearby, but a few hours from here, we have like the world's largest sausage and the world's largest pierogi. So we have like weird like roadside attractions like that. So I don't know, I became obsessed with them a few years back and drove all over Alberta, which is where I live, the province I live in, and took pictures of a bunch of them. And my friends indulged me, and my kids complained about it and didn't really get a choice, but it was fun. And then, so now when we travel, I always want to see if I can find one or two. And this was one of the ones in Nova Scotia, and it is at Peggy's Cove. So Peggy's Cove, for those who don't know, is probably one of the most iconic lighthouses. It's seen in TV all the time just because of the way that it sits on the rock, and it's just the way that it is very iconic. But I don't have a picture of that right now in front of me to show you, but there's a little town there, and fisherman's town, and in that fisherman's town is this beautiful rock carving sculpture ordeal, and it was made by a gentleman many years ago, and then in the 80s he passed away, and his wife donated the sculpture to the town, so now it's on display in the town. And I know you can't see on camera. I have to like hold it up to my face to really see the detail because it's an older, sculpture or whatever. And it, of course, you couldn't go past this rope, and I also wanted the whole thing in the picture, so I always want to like go up and like touch things like that, which museums are hard for me, but anyway. So in the center here is Peggy of the Cove. So the town, Peggy's Cove, was named after a legend of a woman who waited at this cove looking for her husband, who was probably lost at sea. And I'm not sure if she was a real person or not, or if that's just like a common tale from back in the day, and she just represented many fishermen's wives or what. But on this side is all fishermen's families, and like there's one here who's like an angel overlooking the family, and like, so fishermen coming home kind of stuff. And then this side is fishermen at work, and so it's a really like beautiful tribute to what their town is all about. And so that was the roadside attraction, and I've been wanting to scrapbook that. And then Gwen had this ship's wheel in the shop, and it is perfect for what I want to do. So I'm going to use this, but I want to do it a little bit differently. So instead of backing it with a bunch of different colorful patterned papers, I think I'm going to go with monochromatic. And what I decided was I was going to do a bunch of wood grains So I figured, well, I must have wood grain scraps. But when I went looking for wood grain scraps, guess what? I didn't have a ton. And I think that's probably because I use the wood grains for my backgrounds quite a bit. So what I did find was like a few smaller scraps. So this one's kind of a shingle. I don't know if I want to use that one. This one is kind of a cork kind of thing, and it's kind of cardboardy, poster board. And then I have some wood grain pieces here. So I was like, well, I can start with that, and if it's not enough, because I don't want like 5 of these and only, you know, I don't want them to be too, but I don't know, because small scraps can go a long way, so this might be enough. But if it's not, oh, here's another one. I had this idea. Actually, my first idea was, because this scrap is a cardstock piece that's embossed. It was those Coordinations cardstocks from back in the day. So I was like, I wonder if I have a embossing folder that looks like wood grain, but I don't. So I do have 2 stencils that look like wood grain. And then I grabbed a small stack of like, I use cardstock scraps for making embellishments for swaps on Ginger's Corner. And so I have like quite a variety of small scraps. And so I don't keep anything smaller than a 3x4 square, or I guess that's a rectangle, 3x4. Like if it can't make a pocket card, it doesn't stay. But sometimes I do punch those pieces out when I have the time and the energy. Anyways, so what I decided was I was going to grab these, and then if I don't have enough in this little stack, I'm going to use my stencils and make my own wood grain. I also grabbed a variety of brown distress ink. So I have ground espresso, walnut stain, and what's this one? Gathered twigs. And then I also had on my desk already vintage photo. So that is my plan. So and then I also pulled this collection. This is the 2022 Simple Vintage Seas collection. And I bought this the same year that I went on that trip to Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia / Prince Edward Island. It was my first trip to the East Coast. I've lived in Canada my whole life, and I'm in my late 40s, and that was the first time I ever traveled to the other side of the country. I'm a prairies girl. So that was an exciting adventure. So anyways, I purchased this collection to scrapbook that. Have not gotten around to that. I have noticed that my scrapbooking has taken a bit of a dip. So looking at ways to remedy that in the new year. However, at the moment, this is where I'm at. This is what I want to scrapbook. I'm going to grab this. I also have beside me, it's an iris container, and it's just got like all the nautical things in it. So it's like, that's the theme of that particular iris container, is nautical. So yeah, that's where I'm going to get started. So I am going to pause the camera and I'm going to back my cut file. I just wanted to share with you what my idea was in terms of like backing that cut file. And then I'm going to choose a background sheet. I thought about just picking a patterned paper, but I don't know if there's one here that I would use for that. So I don't know. I might choose something different. I was thinking a light blue, but the ones in here are like deep, like very rich kind of colors, you know? So I don't know. Yeah, so I'm going to pause the camera and back my cut file, and then I'll pop back in and we'll do the layout together. Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. All right, so I did get my cut file backed, and I mostly used all the scraps that I had for wood grain papers. I only needed to stencil one piece of cardstock and use that, so that worked out nicely. And the way I did it was you can see it most with the dark one, so I'll point that one out. So I did one of each piece across, like, so this color across from this color, and then a third one here. So then same with this one as across from this one. And can't see it. Anyway, there were like, it didn't work out the way I thought it was going to. But anyway, yeah. So then the centerpiece, I just cut the circle out of that cork. And then I was going to put like, I had pulled this gold out, and I'm trying not to blind y'all because it's pretty much dark here all the time. I go to work, it's dark. I come home, it's dark. It's just always dark. So I have my lights on. So sorry if there's glare this video, but that will be how it is for the next, I don't know, however many months until the sun starts coming back out. Okay, so I was going to put this gold cardstock scrap in there, but it was too like in my face, so I found this in with my metallic scraps. I found this like glitter, it's like a brown glitter paper, so I used that instead, and that's where I'm at. So I backed my cut file and I chose a background. So I looked through a few different things. My original idea was to use like a pre-made mixed media paper with for a background, but I couldn't find one that I liked, and I'm not inspired to like make my own. So I just was like pulling other things off of my rainbow papers, and this is actually from a paper pad that I recently got. And did I leave it out so that I could show you guys? Yeah, I did. It's called Beach Hut by Craft Consortium, and it is a rainbow of wood grain, so had to have that because I love wood grain and I love color, so had my name on it, I guess. So then I'm just going to, how do I want this? I'm just gonna put it this way, and I want it kind of close to the top because I'm gonna line up my stuff along the bottom, my photo and journaling and whatever. There we go. So kind of centered but towards the top. And then I matted my photo first on a piece of cardstock that coordinated with this collection. I drew my color vibes from this, and then I decided I was going to use one of these, but it was already adhered. So I was going to use one of these chipboard frames that came in this collection, and I was gonna just trim the red off, but I actually kind of look how it likes. Boy, I don't know, some days like how it looks is what I meant. So I think I'm just gonna leave it like that, and it's gonna go down in the left corner here. And then instead of journaling, I took a picture of the plaque on the monument, and it just tells the story of like what he carved and then who did it and who donated it, etc., etc. So I feel like that's my journaling. And then, so I'm going to get those adhered down, I think. And then I think I'm just going to, I'm wondering if I should use wet glue for that because of the cardboard chipboard cardstock chipboard. Wow, maybe I don't interact with people enough. I don't know. I have this different job. I worked with kids all my life, and now I'm like doing an office job, which is lovely in a lot of ways, but I don't feel like I interact with people enough. And then I'm like talking to you guys, I'm like, wow, did I lose the ability to speak or what? Oh my goodness. Okay. So just gonna hold that for a second just to make sure it's catching on. And then I'm gonna put this back on because I don't like when I can't get the little thing in the end. Well, it's testing me. Not getting any younger, guys. My eyesight's not lovely. It never has been, but it's getting worse. Now I can't see up close or far away. Neither. I this little piece is sticking off the edge, so I'm just going to clip it. And I'm out of frame, sorry, but the last little piece was a bit crooked and sticking off the edge. So I just popped the journaling up because this is a chipboard frame, so I needed it to like match up there, and I kind of want it to overlap, but I don't want it to cover the actual sculpture, just the rock part. So that's where that's going. Okay, and then I need my title, and I did look through like the other like foam titles and cut aparts and whatever. Now, a lot of this stuff is like geared towards travel, right? So like the sea and the beach and, you know, cruising maybe. But this story about these fishermen, I did not get that like, woohoo, let's go to the beach kind of vibe, or, you know, that kind of thing. It was the sculpture itself shows a lot of like very hardworking people, and families who were left behind to wonder if those people were ever coming home. And if they did come home, would they have enough merchandise to sell to support their family, you know? So it was more a story of like hardship, and so I didn't want to use any of those like really like uplifting, let's get beachy we weren't on an island, seize the day, we were on like a peninsula. Anyway, so I'm gonna make my own title, and I think I'm gonna make it tell your story, because that's basically what this gentleman did. Was he told the story of the history of where he came from. I would assume this man was a fisherman or came from a fisherman's family, because he very much depicted the strife of these people. See, I didn't think I would have all the letters, but I have 2 sets. So these ones are old. I got them on clearance. They're called Rudolph, so they're from a Christmas line, I guess. But I just bought them because I like red. And I use red a lot in my scrapbooking, which I know that's not a common thing, but it is for me. And I have an actual O instead of using a 0. Yes. S-T-O-R. Y. Interesting. I ran out of Y's. Okay. So I'm going to move those out of the way so they're not blinding you. Dear heavens, hey? And then I got these. What are these ones? These are from, they're navy puffy letter stickers. Do they say where they're from? I don't know. They're American Craft stickers. I don't know if that says what collection or anything, because the price tag is like on top of it and it's not coming off. Okay, so I want to say, and these don't have good adhesive, so I'm not worried about like just setting them on there. I'll have to glue them down with white glue. Oops. E. And I have about 5 sets of these because I can never find navy. Like, I have a bunch of different kinds of red, but I have, I think, 2 navy. And I think that has something to do, oops, something to do with the manufacturing, because I seem to recall, I can't remember which designer it was, saying how they get kiboshed when they ask for navy. Tell your Y-O-U. Look at all those U's. R. I don't think I have an R, did I? Nope. Tell your story. Now, I was kind of moving that over because I think I might want to tuck a tag or something in there. So let me see So I just kind of went through all of the die cut pack, and I've only made one other layout with this collection so far. And I just kind of took out everything that I didn't think would really fit my vibe. So, but I did grab a couple of little tags here, and I kind of like this one because it has the lighthouse, and we were at Peggy's Cove, which is basically everybody goes there, like tour buses from like, you know, various countries that like have different, if anybody lives in a tourist area, we live near the Rocky Mountains, so we see this a lot. You'll know that they'll have tourist buses that have people on them with an interpreter that like tells them what they're seeing in their own language. So there was a few of those the day we were there. And so it's a very, very iconic, popular place to visit. There we go. And so I just want a little nod to that's where we were. Okay, so now I'm going to get my, oh gosh, I should have refilled this before I went on here because it's starting to run low. I noticed when I was backing my cup file, and I'm getting wild in here, throwing things. Holy. Okay. I'm sorry if my voice seems okay right now, but it's been a little, I've been really sick with some, I don't know, the doctor said it was viral, but I was ill, and my voice has like, sometimes it's fine and sometimes it just doesn't want to work. So seems good now though, so let's roll with that. Hey, nothing wrong with my voice, I just can't seem to find the words half the time. But hey, it's life. I found this little town so incredible. It was beautiful, 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 beautiful. But then when I thought about like if a storm came in, which it must, because this is Canada, like we don't have pretty weather here in the winter. Even on the coastal regions, it rains a lot. And so I thought, oh my gosh, these people must have some really rough days out here. But in the summer, freaking beautiful. And like, if you're like me, who I don't like to be hot or cold, so I'm a very fair weather person. So when I travel, I'm like, is it going to be hot? Is it going to be cold? So this was like the perfect balance for me because it was summertime. So the temperatures were nice and high. However, being on the coast, you had the wind all the time to keep you cooled off. And so I very much enjoyed this particular trip area. I would love to go back. I would love to see more. We saw a very limited portion of the Canadian East Coast. And I mean, we saw as much as we could for sure in the time that we were there. And saw way more of Charlottetown than we ever expected to because our flight got canceled. But it was fine. Of all the places we could have been stuck, that wasn't terrible. So I would love to go back and see more. I would love to see the Cape Breton side of Nova Scotia because we didn't get that way. And then on the top of my little tag here, I want something because I don't like to leave them just blank. Do I want an enamel dot? Probably. I'm going to leave that for a second. We'll worry about that in a bit because there's also like punctuation pieces and stuff from the red alpha. Okay. Again, I don't want my glue to dry out, so there's that. Now I kind of want to build a little cluster up here just because right now everything is literally like right here, which is fine, but I want a little bit more of something up here. So I have my cut file backed and on here. Again, this is called Ship's Wheel digital cut file from Cut to You, and it's on sale right now, so go shopping. I think the sale goes till the end of the year, and then she's going to remove a whole bunch of stuff and make way for new things, I guess. But it's nice to have a sale like that to buy the things that you've been wanting. So I'm going to ink that. I think this is going to be the base of my cluster. So this was just from this collection, one of the cut apart cards, and I just took a 3-inch, do I have it? A 3-inch circle punch and punched it out so that the you, me, and the C was kind of towards the bottom, so I could use that. Drawer where it's supposed to be so I don't lose it. And then I'm gonna glue that down the way that I kind of feel like it fits on the page. And then I'm just gonna trim off the top. So annoying. My work email keeps going off, but it's after hours. I don't understand what's happening. Anyway. I know it's a big time for fundraising right now because it's almost Christmas, but people should not be working at this hour. What is it? It's after 5. Okay. There we go. And then I'm going to add some things. So like I said, I went through all of the die cuts from the pack and just pulled out things that I thought were usable, not necessarily that I'm going to put on this page because, like, look at this stack. But anyway, so I have this that says Coastal. I have the Sea is Calling, but then this is black, I'm just noticing, and not navy. So I think I'm going to take that out. I don't want to introduce another color. Take Me to the Sea, Please. This was another, so I wanted some tag options there. So I don't need that anymore. That's out. What else we got? Come Sail Away with Me. That was one of my ideas, that high tides and good vibes. See, I wasn't getting good vibes though. I was like sad reading this stuff. I felt bad for these people. I was like, oh my gosh, what a difficult life. But then, you know, I don't know. I'm glad some people do it because I certainly enjoy eating seafood. Seize the Day. That's another Ship's Wheel though, and I don't want to take away from what's already there, so I'm taking that out. This little arrow piece is cute. Could go with, nah. Nope, don't want it. An anchor might be good. Where would I put an anchor? Up here. And then I like these little sea stars for maybe some embellishing, but I'm just going to leave them off to the side for a minute because I have other things too. And I thought lighthouse, but I already got a lighthouse represented there. I really don't like birds and it's not necessary. Okay, so I'm going to set these up here for now. And I'm not sure if I actually want something there. But maybe if I do, it's going to be something like this. But then we already have a red tag here. No, don't want it. Okay, well, that's making my life a little easier. And then I have this, oops, now I'm throwing stuff away. Okay, I have this one, which I really like, and I was thinking here, but now I'm not sure because this is already popped up and this is quite dimensional. So it's going to really make my page stand out quite a bit. Maybe that. And then maybe I could put this die cut piece one down here, or even tucked under here. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, take me to the sea, please. No. Changed my mind. What do we got on the sticker sheet? We got... see, I thought about putting this one up in this corner, but then I was like, this story, Let the Sea Set You Free, would be like, makes me think of them like, you know, sending their fishermen to the sea for good. I don't know. Anyway, I was like, no, I'm not using that. It makes me think of people dying. Life is Better at the Beach didn't seem appropriate. High tide. Yeah, none of those were working. Toes in the Sand, More to Shore. I really like this little cluster piece right here. Maybe I can incorporate, maybe instead of this. Which one is better? I wish you guys could tell me. I wish you were here and you could be like, no, don't do it. Put the other one. I actually think I like this better. Winner. Okay. So this, I think, is out. Unless I want it down here, but it's taking up so much bulk. I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay, what else we got? I don't want the ship's wheel. I already have a lighthouse. Crab is irrelevant. Do I want this puffy sticker? No, it doesn't really match my vibe. Pass. And then I have a couple of little of these things that would also be like those little stars. So finishing touches, I guess, is what I'm looking at next. So I'm just gonna, can I get this off here without ripping it? I almost ripped the paper underneath. Okay, and then I'm gonna put this on here. I really like that little cluster, that's cute. Do I want anything else from this sticker sheet? Nope, I think we're good. Okay, so I am going to just glue that down. Actually, do I want to pop dot it? I kind of like the dimension that it's giving itself there. I have little dots. Yes, I do. So I'm going to go with a pop dot there. Okay, there we go. That turned out nice. And I think I need a little bit of blue up here, so I'm going to take one of these sea stars and I'm going to put a blue one. I'm just going to ink the edges a little just to make it cohesive. I'm just going to put it in that little cluster too. There we go. And then do I want a sea star down here somewhere? Yeah, maybe it'd be cute to have one down there too. I just really like the way that they've already built me a cluster there, but I think I'm going to tuck this one under, which might be tricky because I already glued it down, of course. But that's how I do things. I glue things down and pull them up and glue them down and pull them up. Okay. And then I don't see anything else off of here that I really want, so I'm just going to set that down for now. And then I'm going to put these with my other, so I can put them away later. Oops. Or not. Okay. Now I have little seashells, which are so super cute, from Close to My Heart. And they are just, they're like little sequins, but they're seashells. Isn't that sweet? And I really like these white ones for this layout. So I'm going to put one in each cluster. I think I'm going to have to use my, and they're already got adhesive on them, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one up here. And then I'm going to put one, oops, that one did not come with the adhesive, and I want the adhesive. Okay, I'm going to put one kind of tucked in here. Okay. Yeah, aren't those pretty? And there's gold, silver, like two different shades of gold, silver and white. Okay, and then and yes, this sticks up a little bit off the top, but I don't think that's going to matter because when it's in the page protector, it'll just be a little bit over the top. It's not like if you try to do it on the sides, it wouldn't work, right? Because it wouldn't slide in. Now, what color do I want as my enamel dots? Do I want one of each? Do I want red? Do I want blue? What should I go with? I think I'm going to go with the blue. And I think I'm just going to put, I'm going to put one here because we already talked about how I wanted something there. I'm going to put a medium-sized one here. And then I'm going to put a tiny one over here. And that's one of my clusters, right? Just right there. And then up here, I'm going to put another big one, and I think they'll put the big one with the big stuff. And then I'll take a medium one and put it up with this little guy here. And then I'll take this little wee one, and I think I'm just going to put it down by the sea star as like a punctuation almost. There we go. Okay, now what do I got? So I got my cut file, I got my photos, I got my journaling. I need my date. So here is my date stamp. I already set it to the date that it was. I have the vintage photo distress ink that I've been using over here. And so that's what I'm going to stamp my date in. There we go. So there we have it. Here is my layout for the Cut to You design team. I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I love hearing from people. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. I know that's been few and far between lately, but like I said, I'm working on that for the new year. And yeah, I think that's it. So have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.